Okay, your organization uses IT to some level as an integral part of delivering your goods and services to your clients. You're using applications, equipment, services. Some stuff or all of it's in the cloud. Some stuff or all of it's on-premise. People working remotely, vendors and clients accessing your resources, and you might be accessing theirs. This can be fairly simple and straightforward or incredibly complex, but that's okay because IT conceptually scales very nicely to provide both small and large solutions to both small and large organizations. But you need someone to manage all of this, right? So let's talk about 5 ways organizations can support their IT needs. Number 1, pure MSP. This is where you engage a managed service provider, aka MSP, to provide your overall IT services. This usually includes most, if not all, traditional IT services. We've got another video explaining this term. Historically, the MSP has been used to displace and replace internal IT resources because they can provide the same services for a lower cost. But they're not as good on the specialized stuff as internal IT people can be. Number 2, co-managed IT services. Okay, this is the fun part, because by fun, I get to brag a little bit. The co-managed IT services has existed for years, but only recently has been accepted actively by the MSP community. And I kind of like to think I helped that along. For example, I've written the only 2 books in the industry on the concept. One from the MSP standpoint, and the other from the internal IT perspective. And here's the basic idea. Co-managed IT services is a relationship between the internal IT folks and the MSP, with both groups partnering up to provide terrific support together. And there are several different flavors of co-managed IT, including silo IT and co-mins. Oh, and we'll have videos on those as well. Number 3, internal IT. This is where the organization has employees, it could be just one person, whose job it is to manage IT resources. The great side of this is your IT support truly understands your organization. I mean, that's their only job, right? So all of the unique programs, equipment, processes, your internal IT folks will understand. It also probably is the most expensive. And since IT skills are often in specialized areas, you may not be able to fill all your skill requirements. I mean, you may only need a senior network administrator 5 to 10 hours a week. Number 4, Seagulls. Yeah, we love this one. The term for it anyways. This term describes organizations that go to outside vendors for the IT requirements, but only when there's a project to be done or a specific need. When completed, the Seagulls disappear. We call them Seagulls because they fly in out of nowhere, they make a lot of noise, drop a lot, and fly away again. Again, the Seagull strategy is attractive because in theory, it saves money. But it also has the least amount of documentation usually, and rarely includes appropriate training. So you're stuck having to go back to the Seagull for every change needed. And Seagulls rarely have a comprehensive understanding of the organization they're squawking for. And why should they? That's not what they're being paid for. Number 5, abdication. This is usually happening in organizations that are either just setting up or have management that just doesn't like or trust IT. Computers are purchased on an as-needed basis. Applications are scarce, rarely updated. Backups involve some form of prayer, and security, well, isn't. These organizations are usually incredibly proud of their low IT costs and equally oblivious to the cost of their operational inefficiencies and vulnerability. Unfortunately, it usually takes near or real tech tragedy or security breach or management ownership turnover for this to change. So there you have it. 5, count them, 5 ways organizations can get their IT support. Oh, and depending upon the complexity of your organization, you actually may be using more than one. But if your organization uses Abdication or Seagulls, I now see a seagull with skis. But if your organization uses Abdication or Seagulls, we need to talk. And if you're interested in learning more about co-managed IT services, let me know. I'll send you a copy of my 3rd book, I Don't Want Your Job, Is Co-Managed IT Services the Right Fit for You?